Hello guys, and today as an ordinary Ukrainian, I want to discuss with you the most important events of this week, another week of Russian war in Ukraine that still makes us closer to Ukrainian victory and victory of all the democratic world. Because once again this week have demonstrated us clearly that it is not just about the territories, it's the ideological battle between the authoritarian regimes that unite, like Putin and Jong, and the democratic world that stand together. Now the front lines are in Ukraine and hopefully we will defeat Russia here, because otherwise they are definitely ready to continue. So let's discuss fires on Russian oil refineries, military plans, and a number of destroyed airfields, together with the new potential head of NATO, and of course Putin's visit to the North Korea and what does it mean for the future of the world. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. Ukrainian strategy to destroy Russian oil refineries and Russian air defense systems works really well. The number is high, something that seemed totally unexpected at the very start of Russia's invasion. Our oil refinery strategy led to prices rising in Russia, and most importantly, they had to stop the export. And in Krasnodar region, it was really loud this week, and also a number of them were destroyed in Rostov. And most importantly, Russians cannot use them to fuel their tanks, their armored vehicles, and they cannot sell them to the countries that unfortunately still buy from Russia. Our strategy, second favorite strategy of mine to destroy Russian air defense systems, works both. First of all, to paralyze the protection of their military targets, and second, prepares Ukraine to the arrival of F-16s. Honestly, it's been years since we are waiting for this very important aircraft. There are lots of good battles that were won by Ukraine, even without the backup from the air. But hopefully with this protection from the skies, we will achieve many more. And sometime soon we will see Kerch Bridge on fire. This is one of my Ukrainian dreams, and not just because it's important from the logistic point of view, but also because this Kerch Bridge is quite symbolic. It was opened by Putin himself, and the annexation of Crimea and the decision of the world to appease the bully led to this full-scale invasion. It was our mistake, and perhaps the correction of this mistake should start with the destruction of the Kerch Bridge. And for example, we have cleared out most of Russian air defense in Crimea. Today they claim that in the result of Ukrainian attack, people suffered, but also if you read carefully even Russian media, you can read that the debris that reached people were actually from Russian air defense. So, a conclusion, by destroying Russian air defense systems, we also save Russians, because they don't know how to use air defense and often cause troubles inside their own regions. We also know they have bombed Belgorod many times and dropped lots and lots, close to 100 bombs on their way to Ukraine, something that would lead to serious protest and maybe a change of a president in any sane country, even a semi-authoritarian, but that's totally okay for Russians, which once again reminds us about their mindset and persuades us no negotiations are possible. Remember to join our channel and community if you're new. This is the easiest way to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and help us spread more information about our fight. And this fight is super important for the future of the democratic world. And after Ukrainian Peace Summit in Switzerland that took place the previous week, by the way, many new countries have joined the communique. Putin decided to demonstrate that he also has allies, and in his case, this is the leader of the most isolated country in the world, North Korea, Kim Jong-un. This is pathetic. Just think about something similar happening 10, 20 years ago without this slow Russian degradation. It would seem unbelievable. I'm sure many of you watched terrifying documentaries about life in the North Korea. Also, you have seen comedies depicting how pathetic and crazy that society is, but now he is a true friend and a partner of Putin. They have exchanged compliments and they have even signed an agreement in which they promise support to each other. And this is very alarming. From one point of view, as a Ukrainian, I'm no more afraid of these crazy dictators because I understand what we witness now is their agony. But they are still dangerous, just like these dying dinosaurs that when collapsing can hurt a lot of good trees around. So of course, we say that Putin went to beg for ammunition, and we know that authoritarian regimes are not bureaucratic. They supply each other really quickly, provide bombs, artillery shells, and like 5 million of them already in Russia without any problems. But North Korea economy, I don't know if we can call this thing economy, but anyway, it's totally dependent on military production. And of course, they are interested to sell more to Russia. So perhaps there won't be a need for Putin to persuade Kim Jong-un to sell or supply these missiles to Russia. They have discussed something different, and it seems very likely that they have decided another war, another conflict, another problem in the world. Middle East, Iran, Taiwan and the threat of China, and now North Korea soldiers, board guards cross accidentally to the neutral zone between North Korea and South Korea. This did not happen for years, and now they say it happened accidentally just days before the Putin's regime. Putin is definitely interested in a new war to distract the attention of our partners and to cause more chaos and trouble to this world. And I'm sure he was trying to persuade Kim that he will back him up, and now he's ready to do whatever he wants because Putin is ready to protect him against, I don't know, the US or whatever. And this is another beautiful reminder that we have to react. And the sooner we react and the sooner we stop these crimes, the safer the world will be. It's not the time to observe, analyze. I feel a little bit sad that many of modern day politics is very reactive but not proactive. It feels like China, Russia, North Korea, Iran do what they want, dictate how they see the future of the world, and the democratic, smarter, older world, more humane world observes and reacts to what these crazy people are doing. And they continue shelling Kharkiv. A lot of people died during this week. There are lots of heartbreaking photos that social media will blur, and this is totally wrong because this is Ukrainian reality. Children targeted, civilian buildings targeted, and it's not the result of Ukrainian air defense, it's direct coming of Russian cabs. Kyiv was under attack, and even my semi-safe city was visited by Russian drones, Shahed drones, Iranian drones, that did not survive the visit. But it was quite unusual to hear the work of air defense, and once again this is a reminder that no place in Ukraine is safe and no person in Ukraine is safe, and that's why I cannot invite you so far to my beautiful country. But after the victory, you know, everyone is invited. We may officially say that the Russian offensive on Kharkiv region failed, and it also gave the permission to Ukrainians to target Russian military objects on the side of Russia with supplied by our allies missiles, and most importantly, a number of Russian soldiers are still captured in Vovchansk. They were hiding there, but of course no one will back up them from Russia. But once again, it's not the worst thing for a Russian soldier to become a prisoner of war in Ukraine. Maybe it is even better than their life in the Russian army. Today we have destroyed another command point in Belgorod, and important reminder that many of Russian regions bordering Ukraine have already turned into a war zone. And I believe if this war continues, more and more Russian regions will become front lines, and finally war will return back home. all the big wars, and that way when they return to their mother, and the mother of Russian war is definitely in Kremlin. I hope new head of NATO will continue the support of Ukraine, and there are some really good signs of that, taking into account that the Netherlands was actually one of the first countries to guarantee F-16s for Ukraine. We are desperately waiting for them, and maybe next week I will have some good videos about the reports of F-16s already in the Ukrainian skies. Thank you once again for all the support that we feel on the daily basis from you beautiful people. Remember to join me on Instagram, X, Threads, and we have a beautiful Discord community and a beautiful merch shop with lots of good t-shirts, sweatshirts, caps that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming sponsors and patrons of the channel. It is an honor and a blessing to have you in my life. Slava Ukraini!